Hello everyone, Thru here. Welcome to today's presentation. So today's presentation is going to be a very interesting topic. We're going to look at accuracy versus precision. What are they? How different are they? And why is it important? Why should we care? Why should we care about accuracy versus precision as data professionals? Now, here is a backdrop of what happened. So recently I bought a bow and I went out to the range with my new bow. So I'm going to draw some circles to kind of reflect the range. And something interesting happened. At the beginning, when I went out shooting, I bought the bow and I had the bow sighted in at the location where I got it from. And when I went out to the range, something was interesting because I started shooting at about a couple of yards, right? Maybe 20 yards, 30 yards or so. And I had a pattern that was interesting. So the first pattern kind of looked like this. So of course I'm aiming for the bullseye. And I had a pattern that looks like this. And in the second scenario, again, still aiming for the bullseye, and I have something, still aiming for the bullseye, and something that looks like this. All right. So these are two scenarios. One, I got a grouping that looks like this, and in the second scenario, I got a grouping that looks like this. And somebody who I was gonna use it for outdoors and sportsmanship and hunting and things like that. Clearly, you would want this over this. All right. But what is the difference? The difference lies into basically this concept of accuracy versus precision. This side here is precise, very precise. So precision is up, accuracy is down. All right. This guy here is sort of accurate. All right. But precision is down, but not very precise. So high precision, low accuracy. High accuracy, I can maybe add some more dots in the middle here. All right, but the grouping is kind of spread out, so low precision. And it goes into what is the difference between these two. Accuracy and precision, if you look at precision here, is how close are you in, how close or how able are you to reproduce your result of what you just did. So in here, I have some consistency. If I shoot the arrows, I can reproduce the results with very, very, very closely. So each time the arrow leaves, I can get a dot. I know where the dot will go. All right. Even if it's going where I don't want it to go, I know where it would go, and it goes there consistently. So that's precision. It's precise. But if my goal is to aim at the bullseye and I'm going over there, I don't necessarily care for precision, because if I'm trying to shoot an animal or a deer and you're aiming for the heart and you end up shooting the ear of that deer, the deer is going to run away, and that will not be a good day for you. So in this case, precision looks interesting, but what you really want is accuracy. Now, if you look at this scenario here, there is accuracy. I'm getting some form of accuracy. I'm getting close to my bullseye, but it's not precise. It's kind of random, right? I'm not aiming closely. One point I can get into the bullseye. At some point, I'm maybe missing. I'm more accurate than this, all right? I'm more accurate because I'm closer to my intended target than this, but it's not precise, all right? And you can get away with this, but it's still gonna be dangerous because, again, if you're trying to shoot an animal or you're trying to hunt and you are going towards, you're aiming for the heart and you can go all over the place, that is not necessarily good. So what the good starting point will be to be precise, and then you can correct your way to be accurate. All right, that's where a lot of people would tell you, if you're trying to hone in your skills for archery, get some precision. Once you establish your precision, then make it to be accurate. You can always move your sighting and all of that to compensate and get it accurate. But if you're not accurate, it's kind of hard to get that off the bat in the first place, all right? Because that might be something with your form, it might be something with the way you shoot or your balance. A lot of factors could go in there. So what does this mean for data? I thought I would just bring this up very quickly and relate it to data. Today in the world, we know about data being the new all, right? There is something like machine learning. Machine learning is big, all right? AI systems are big. They're producing a lot of results. They're doing a lot of predictions, predictive analytics. So a lot of predictions are happening. And if you are a machine learning expert or if you are a data scientist and you're building a model that is supposed to go out and predict maybe credit score, for example, house prices, attrition, something, whatever thing could be relevant for the company you work for. The thing to have at the back of the mind with this concept, and this is why I included this as in the presentation, is are you aiming for precision or are you aiming for accuracy? Because those results could be very different and could mean very different things for your model. Now, you might find yourself in a situation with a machine learning or a predictive model where it's very, very precise, all right? And you give it an input, let's say you give it your age and the location, and it can tell you, it can give you the age and location. It can tell you the credit score for that person. Or let's take a house. Let's say you're building a machine learning model for predicting the price of a house. Again, I'm just using this as a on the fly example. You build your model and it takes a couple of parameters. It takes maybe the square footage, right, of that house. It takes the location of the house, and it takes the age of the house. When was the house built? All right, and given these three things, it's gonna predict a price for that house. All right, so you build this model and you take this model using some data set from your neighborhood. So let's say your zip code is 45178. All right, you take the data set for this zip code, you use it, you train your model, and you walk around your neighborhood, you put in square footage, location, age of the house, let's say age built. And each time you do that, it gives you a price and you verify on Zillow or somewhere else and say, all right, wow, this price is very accurate, all right? This price is, or you can say it's precise. It gives me the exact price of the house. So you then take this model and think that, all right, this is good. I'm going to take this model to production. All right, and you deploy it to production. Now you deploy it to production and they're running this model across the country. And what happens is this model, you were running this model in Minneapolis as an example. You build this model using data from Minneapolis, but now they take this model and they're running it in Texas, running it in New York, NY, running it in LA, all right? And the results there are just abysmal, right? Then you start running into something like this. What has happened in this case was you might have overfitted, and this is a big, big problem. Overfitted your model, all right? You might have overfitted your model. So you might have used a very sample data set or a sample size, a sample population size for training that model to give you results. And even if those results are precise, you know, in as much as you want to celebrate, sometimes too much precision in machine learning or data science is a problem, all right? Unless you can verify that it's accurate, all right? So overfitting it means that you basically, you don't have enough variety in your data set. And so you might be convinced that, all right, I'm getting on my target, right? I'm getting on my target, like in this case, right? Each time I give it an input, I'm getting on my target. If you find yourself in that situation, that is so precise, you might want to look at it and say, is this precise? How accurate is it if I look at the bigger picture, all right? Because if I close this and say, all right, I'm getting on my target, sure, you're getting on your target, but if you look at the bigger picture, you're missing a big piece of it, all right? So unless you have that big picture, just because you're getting close and you're congregating in one area doesn't mean that, you know, your model is the best model. So this concept of precision versus accuracy is a very important concept. like I said, I got exposed to this from my archery, right? Let me see if I can draw an archery bow, right, from my archery. But it's something that applies to data science. It applies to even life in general. There are certain areas where, and I'll let you guys maybe share your experiences in the comment section below, where accuracy might not be what you want. Maybe you want precision, like a doctor. Doctors definitely want both, right? They want to be precise if they're doing heart surgery on you, right? They want to be precise if they need to cut through a tiny vein. They need to get to that vein exactly there, right? And not move an inch to the left or to the right. And that's precision. And they need accuracy because if they're trying to cut a vein, they want to cut that vein. They don't want to go cut some other vein. So that's accuracy. So they need both accuracy and precision. If you are a heart surgeon or if you're a doctor or in some fields, sometimes you need both. For my archery, I need to start off with precision and then move to accuracy, because ultimately you want to be precise and accurate in that case. But in some cases, you don't want precision. Sometimes you want a little bit of all over the place, right? Especially with data science, because if you're too precise, I would worry that I'm overfitting my model, and I need to maybe look at a bigger sample size or a bigger training data set as such. All right, guys. So hopefully this was helpful. If you're gonna take anything away from this, hopefully at least you have an understanding of accuracy versus precision, just as a general perspective. People sometimes use this interchangeably, but they are really two different concepts. And then if you dive deeper, there are really situations in life where one might be more relevant than the other, and you have to really figure out what are you dealing with here, what are you going after, what are you optimizing for. All right, are you optimizing for precision or are you optimizing for accuracy, and should you really be optimizing for that? It's not always it's not always good as a given that because you're accurate it means that you're better off, right? You might be accurately wrong, all right, or as much as you can be precisely wrong. So just a very interesting concept to think about.